The job market is looking good for Barnstable County. We have the latest unemployment numbers. A new state law requires drivers to turn on their headlights more frequently. Plus, we have details on what you need to know to prevent a roof collapse. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, February 18th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mannel. The unemployment rate for Barnstable County fell at the end of last year. In December of 2014, unemployment dropped 3.6%. Executive Director of the Cape and Islands Workforce Investment Board, David Agostino, says that's down 2 full percentage points from December of 2013.
Same month last year was 8.3%. So that is a phenomenal drop. I mean, you rarely see 2 percentage point drop in unemployment rates. I mean, it compares pretty well to November also. November was 6.1%, and December is only 6.3%. So it's a very positive report. By the way, the state of Massachusetts was 4.8% for December. So, in our seasonality, of course, is kicking in, but that's not a huge discrepancy from the state number. So it's actually a very positive report.
Agostino says another sign the economy is on the upswing is the increase in the construction sector. Lawmakers hope a new state law will make roadways safer. The bill that was signed into law last month requires drivers to turn on their headlights whenever they use their windshield wipers and when visibility is decreased. While the snow continues to fall here at Channel 18, our minds turn to safety. Officials across the state are dealing with many issues from the heavy snowfall, including collapsing roofs. Today, the Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin finds out what we need to know to stay safe with Building Commissioner Tom Perry.
Good morning, everyone. You're watching Barnstable This Morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me in studio, I welcome our Building Commissioner, Tom Perry. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So lots of snow out there, and we're talking today a little bit about the potential for roof collapse. And I know, we've been seeing ads for roof rakes and things of that nature. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what the dangers associated with that is, and should we, as homeowners, be concerned about the amount of snow on our roofs?
Generally in the town, I haven't seen that many roofs that have a ton of snow on them. There are pockets of your roof area that may have a foot or 2 feet of snow on. You might be a little concerned about that. But you have to more worry about, I think, ice dams and things like that.
So for those who may not know what an ice dam is, talk to me a little bit, describe for me an ice dam and what the potential dangers of that is.
That's where the snow that's on the roof starts to melt, freezes up, and then the ice can actually get under the shingles and start creeping back up the roof. And then as the temperatures warm up during the day, or the heat comes up in the house, it melts it more, and then it starts leaking into the house.
And definitely not a good thing.
Not a good thing at all, no.
Concerns about the structural integrity and things like that. Now, I know off Cape, we are seeing a large number of roof collapses. I saw a map online that kind of showed a bunch of different ones, and there's a great deal. Of course, off Cape, there's a little bit more snow than we have down here.
Yes, yeah. In fact, I was up in the South Shore and the western suburbs on Thursday afternoon, and it was just amazing seeing how much snow there is up there. I saw capes in houses that have pitched roofs with 3 and 4 feet of snow on them. And if we ever get any rain, there's going to be some serious problems.
So, go ahead.
Those people need to be concerned. But again, I've been keeping an eye on roofs around the town, and I haven't really seen anything near to that down here.
So it's really looking at that large amount of snow on the roof as opposed to what we have. Is it a good idea, though, for folks to try to clear off their roof? Obviously, there's some dangers involved in that operation as well, but is this something that homeowners and perhaps business owners should be concerned about?
Flat roofs, yes. Definitely check your flat roof and make sure there's not a lot of snow. Again, even with all the high winds, there is some potential for drifting in areas. People may be concerned with that, but you know, we're not seeing the snow like they have on the South Shore because we've had the high winds and that tended to blow the snow off the roofs. So that's why it's not at the huge buildup like they have up there.
Right. If we see ice dams forming or have already formed, is that something that you would recommend people try to remove themselves, or is there much you can do once that has started to happen?
The only thing with ice dams, you need to get the snow that's up there off and then do what you need to do. If you don't feel you have the capability of doing it, call an expert in. The last thing you want to do is get hurt.
Indeed.
And there's potential of even being electrocuted because of service lines and things like that coming into the house. So you definitely, if you don't know what you're doing, call the experts.
Absolutely. So are there any things people should look for? I mean, obviously, as you say right now, driving around, you're not really seeing a huge amount of snow that could cause a problem, but I'm sure that everyone wants to make sure that their home is safe and that they're not going to have a collapse. And I would think that probably a lot of the second homeowners here could be concerned too, because they're not here every day. So are there any kind of signs or things that people should be looking at, or things that they can do if they have questions?
If you're a second homeowner and you're concerned about your property down here, call a neighbor. Maybe you have a property maintenance contract with someone and they're going to be checking on the house for you. Call somebody and make sure everything's okay and not anything obviously going wrong. Because a lot of times down here, when we see snow, it gets warm after. It's not. It's staying very cold, and that's why things are just building up and building up.
Indeed, and I know that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts did put out a public safety advisory, some tips on what residents should do. So is a roof rake something people should invest in, or maybe get together as neighbors and share one throughout the neighborhood?
You won't find one.
Kind of like snowblowers.
I was looking for one on Saturday, and I can get one, but it's not for 6 to 14 days away.
Wow.
So forget it. You're not going to find one. You're wasting your time.
Out of luck when it comes to that.
Find someone who has one.
Indeed. Well, my sister was looking for a snowblower and the same kind of thing. Everybody's out of them.
Everybody's out.
So, yep, well, pretty much on your own. So anything else, really in terms of looking forward, are there any kind of indicators that you might be having a problem, or anything kind of structurally that you want to keep an eye on in terms of your house, or is it just really that level of snow?
It's the level of snow that you see. I mean, if you see ice forming along your gutters and then it's starting to creep up the roof, or there's a lot of icicles hanging over the roof, you got a real potential for an ice dam.
Indeed. Well, any other tips, advice, things people should be aware of as we deal with this winter weather that we've been having here on the Cape?
Keep calm and shovel on. That's all you can do.
That's right.
Again, on the town's website, we have the DPS memo that came out. We have that posted, and it gives you a bunch of do's and don'ts about dealing with this real unprecedented snows that we're seeing this year.
Unprecedented definitely is the word, and we will, all we have to do is shovel it out.
That's it.
Indeed. Well, Tom, I thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it, and hope everyone stays safe.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Tom Perry is the building commissioner here in the town of Barnstable. I'm Sarah Colvin.
The Mid-Cape Cultural Council meets tonight at 6:30 in the Growth Management Conference Room. The Shellfish Committee meets at 7:30 tonight at MEA headquarters on Finney's Lane. The Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission meeting that was scheduled for 6:30 has been canceled. We'll be sure to tune into our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will learn more about the Barnstable Land Trust's efforts to keep Lowell Park green. We'll chat with State Representative Randy Hunt in our elected official segment. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.